right there, buzz bait. We're gonna, I guess we're gonna try to catch some flounder, some speckled trout, and well, maybe a bass or two today, huh?
You know, that's right. Maybe even a big redfish. Just never know what you're gonna catch here in Dog River. We're gonna show y'all what we're gonna rig up today. Oh, Captain Elmer said that this 1/8 ounce lead head works the best, so that's what we're gonna rig up. You know, you just simply, we got 3 rods here, ready to go. Just take your line, like I've always said once before, show y'all again. You just run that through the eye of that lead head. Run him up, twist him up. You know, this is about 20-pound test line. We're gonna twist him up about 6-7 times. And you just simply take the end of that, the end of the line, and loop it back through the loop of the line on the grub head. Cinch her down, always check. Make sure everything's good and tight. You good to go. You know, Captain Elmer said the 1/8 ounce is what they're hitting best. So that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna reach in here in Lunker City. Thank goodness for Lunker City. We're gonna pull out one of these finesse Lunker City soft plastic baits. It's got that good scent to it.
Got a lot of action too, you know. It's got we'll fish with, it's got like a little split tail on the back of it. We'll use some curly tails today.
Run that lead head in there, right in the end of it. Run it up there about, you know, 3/4 or 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in. Push it up like that, and there you have it. That thing is ready to go. We're gonna rig one of them up. We're also gonna pull out the old trusty rattle trap as usual. Old Buzzbait loves that rattle trap. It has certainly got some good rattle to it. Been catching a lot of fish here in Dog River off of it. You know, specks, reds, bass, a flounder even hit this thing.
Yeah, it's a good fish finder for sure. You know, it's a fast action bait. I mean, you'll cast it, reel it in, cast it, reel it in. It'll work you a little bit, won't it, Captain?
It sure will. But you know, Buzzbait loves a cast. He is full of casts. We're gonna do the same thing here. This looks like about 15-pound test line, so we're gonna wrap it up about 7 or 8 times. Make sure you get a good knot. Run her back through the loop of the line. Cinch her down. Check, make sure everything's good and tight. And buddy, she's ready to go. So there's 2 of them. Now we're gonna reach in here and the old gulp. Gulp is an outstanding bait. You know, we've always said that you need to make sure that once you break the seal, that you seal it back, because that's what's got the preservatives in it that keeps it soft.
That's right. It'll dry out on you, and I tell you, when a gulp bait dries out, it's hard to reuse again,
yeah,
Captain.
You got to cut them off. There's the seal. Take that bad boy. Now this has really, really got some smell to it. Send it up, good to go. We're gonna try that one out also. Rig it up the same way. Take that thing, rig it straight in the nose, run it up there about 1/2 inch. Push her in. She's ready to go. That's the old gulp.
That's old nickel colored gulp right there. Yeah, we got a little front coming in today. I guess the wind's blowing about 16 to 18 miles an hour out of the north.
Tell you what we're gonna do here, y'all. We're gonna do the Palomar knot. This is what I like to use when I'm using braided line, but it also works well with the monofilament line. You just double your line up, run her through the eye of your grub head. There it goes.
I guess we'll drift today. We'll, since that wind's blowing as hard as it is, we'll probably get a nice little drift going.
Yeah. And you just tie that into a knot. It's kind of tough with all that goop from that gulp bait. Just takes a little patience. Tie it into a knot, then you just simply run your bait through that loop that you had there, pull it back, and she should cinch right on in.
Sometimes she don't always pan out like that. So what do you have to do on that buzzbait? You got to do her again, don't you, Captain?
That is unbelievable.
Yeah, right anyway, there.
That was supposed to be a Palomar knot. It's kind of tough when you got the goop all over your hand.
Let's try again.
So let's just do it again. You know, kind of tough. You got all this stuff going on. You just got to have patience when you go fishing, you know.
Yeah, it's not something you want to get in a big rush. You want to enjoy every minute. You know, there's a lot of preparation that goes into fishing.
Very much so. Old Buzzbait's kind of fidgety this morning. He's had to go vote today.
That's right. I had election day today.
Voting day, and Lord and behold, sometimes when they don't renew your address,
it tends to be complicated.
I spent 2 hours trying to vote this morning, trying to get to the fishing hole, so my patience was running a little thin. But I did get the vote in. That's all that counts.
So they say. So they say.
I'm going to go back to the original knot. Loop her in. And let's go fishing.
All right, everybody just hang tight. We're all rigged up, ready to go.
Where the seafood's fresh
and the gumbo's hot
at the seafood shop, where you pick 'em
and we steam 'em,
hot on the spot, bridge on the recipe,
spicy and hot
at the seafood shop.
To the seafood shop,
where the seafood's fresh
and the gumbo's hot,
where you pick 'em
and we steam 'em,
hot on the spot.
Y'all come on down and see us at the seafood shop. That's Beach Boulevard.
Well, we certainly appreciate your business.
We're out here in Dog River doing some brackish water fishing. Got the old rattle trap on.
So what's the, you like to twitch that rattle trap just a little bit? I mean, what's the action on a rattle trap?
Well, there's many different ways you can fish it. But I like to, you know, throw it out there, let it kind of settle a minute, and then start cranking on it and twitch it every now and then. What you'll do, when you throw it enough, you'll get accustomed to feeling what's on the bottom. And you can kind of work your bait through the obstruction that's on the bottom.
I mean, it's not completely weedless, the rattle trap's not.
It's not a weedless bait, but if you work it right, and you twitch it, and you keep it, you need to know what the depth of the water is, and you just twitch it and keep it off the bottom.
Because it will work around obstructions.
Yeah, it'll roll as you're pulling it through.
And really with a technique like that, when you twitch it, I mean, a lot of times when you get in a habit of twitching it, that's when you're usually going to set the hook to that bad boy, ain't it?
That's right. That is exactly right. And what you can do, when you have these sensitive rods and reels that we use, the updated fishing equipment, you can actually feel that bait working. You can feel it rattling And you know when you hook into a fish rather than hooking into a log or something. You know, I mean, you'll feel it.
Because, I mean, you want to feel your bait, you know, because, you know, you'll snag grass, you know, oyster shells, you know, all sorts of things you'll snag. So you need to know what your bait feels like when it's running through the water.
That is correct.
I mean, a lot of times your bait will get hung up, you know, with the hooks, you know, the line with the hooks.
It will.
And that's a different feel, you know. But if you know how your bait's running, you want to know how your bait's running. Ain't that right, Captain?
That is correct. You know, you fish enough, you get out there and you fish enough, and you fish with these rattle traps, you can pretty much feel when that thing is working right. Just had a hit right there, Crab Claw.
And every bait's got its own little moves. I mean, if you had a spinner bait, you would try to find that feel. Is that correct?
That is right. That is exactly right. You know, in a spinner bait, you can feel the spinners working. If you do not feel the spinner working on your bait, then there's something wrong, and your chances of catching one without that bait working correctly is not very good.
That is correct. So, you know, the tip of the day is, you know, when you throw these artificial baits, you know how your bait's running, get a feel of your bait. And then, like, when it tangles up on you, you know that's not a feel you're looking for. You want that graceful feel.
You know, that's just like hitting a home run. When you hit a home run, you know when you hit it solid or not. So, you know, it's the same thing with artificial lures. You throw it out there, you want to feel it working. And that's what old Buzz Bait, he loves to throw it out there, feel it work, and feel the fish hit it. You got old Elmer.
You're going to get tied up, and with the wind's blowing 16 to 18 miles an hour out of the north, I mean, you're going to have some flyers, ain't you, Elmer?
Well, yeah, I had a little gust come there and picked up that rattle trap and took her for a ride. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get up close to that pier right there. And
we got close.
Yeah, I got close. That wind picked her up.
You just got to be patient enough to go back over there and retrieve your bait. Baits are expensive.
Y'all can notice when you get here close to where Elmer's wrapped up around this boat dock. See these lights right there, what they do, they cut them on tight.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to catch them fish at night on the lights than it is during the day.
That one right there is done a triple loop-de-loop. That's what we call a loop-de-loop.
Thank you, Buzzer.
Yes, sir.
This is when you sneak in a shot right down these rocks. Think you're gonna pick you something up off that rattle trap.
Yeah, because I mean, them redfish like to hang out in them rocks now. We've had some good days on some rocks, haven't we, Buzz Bait?
You know that's right, buddy.
Sometimes they'll stack in on them rocks, and man, you can catch them one after the other.
That's right. Redfish, you know, he eats all kinds of stuff. Brackish water fish. But when a fish like that hits, you always want to make sure, check your line. Line feels real good. You know, recheck it. Check your bait out, make sure all the hooks are good and straight.
So you must have caught him in the jaw.
I sure did, Crab Claw. He had one hook buried up right in the jaw.
That's where you want to catch him, you know.
That's where you want to hang them up. Captain Elmer. Called him a doormat. About half the size of Buzzard's. But he's sure enough a doormat also. What happened when he was taking his hook out, it ripped the hook and all the ring and everything off, so I replaced it with a ring. And what we're gonna do, you can buy these individually. I like buying the triple grip treble hooks. They're a little bit more expensive. They got that nickel plate to them. Don't have that big lead right up in there like your, you know, your regular treble hook. Just taking. You got to find that sweet spot in that ring. A little tedious job because these hooks are real sharp.
Yeah, you got to be careful, no doubt.
You got to be careful. And you just find that groove. It's just like rigging up a key. Twist him on.
I mean, constantly changing hooks. I mean, you know, you catch all these fish, like Team Lartigue catches fish, you know, you got to have a sharp hook, and you got to replace your hook.
And buddy, you see he's back in business with a brand new triple grip hook on there. So y'all need to watch out fish.
Need to watch out fish because
the buzzard's getting back in the water. Oh, buzz bait. He loves catching fish. Oh, that's that smaller rattle trap. It works just as well. Check, make sure the line's good and solid. There she is.
You doing a little bit of improvising on that bait there, Buzz Bait?
Yeah, what we got here, we have the old mirror lure. They come in different numbers. Most of them have the tie-on up on the top of it by his eyes. What we like to do here gives it better action. You untwist that with your needle nose.
So you're taking the way they have it set up with the eye on the top of the head, you're gonna pull it off.
Pull it off.
Or screw it off, not really pull it off.
You unscrew it. See, it's just a screw in. Then, and what they do, what we like to do to give it better action, we'll unscrew that, and we'll put that bad boy in the nose.
Right in the nose. Set on the back.
What you simply do, you just screw this bad boy in the nose of this thing. Gotta watch out for them hooks, them bad boys are sharp. You just simply screw that thing in the nose.
Replacing it from the back, the manufacturer puts it on the back. You know, we like to improvise, we like to unscrew that back eye and then punch it right through the nose. It gives it a lot more action.
Punch it through the nose, it gives it a lot more action. Now they do. Mirror lures do make mirror lures that have this on the nose. They're a different number, but if, you know, this right here, there you have it. What this does, when you tie it onto the top of the lure, it gives that lure a straight run. But if you unscrew it off the top and put it in the nose, it gives it that action. And buddy, that's what them speckled trout like.
They like that mirror lure, and then like we said, just improvise it. Try it both ways, but we've had more success screwing it back into the tip of the nose.
No. Speckled trout killer right there.
We'll fish it till the morning light. So